Good evening, Transformers. A lot of people have asked, one of the most common things that I hear is, what do you eat? How do I eat? How do you do it? Will you meal prep for me? No, I won't. That'll take a lot of time. But I'm going to show you a couple of things, a couple of tricks, and hopefully you'll realize that it does not take a lot of time. It does not take a lot of stuff, and it does not take a lot of space. Now, I went to the store already because today is the last day of deer hunting, and a lot of people will tell me too that it's just expensive. Now look on my page and you'll see everything that I bought, and it cost, I was trying for under $100. It was $101.48. Sorry, I failed. And I didn't even buy any pop. A lot of people think that's expensive. Now that's going to be meals for me to eat and other people to share as well. My wife eats things, my kids eat these things. Okay, so it's going to very much be worth it. When we think of what it costs to go out to eat, to do different things like that, well worth the money. Plus you're spending money on your health. Okay, so just a couple of things that you're going to do. Now I've already got some meals prepped normally. Now don't necessarily follow my diet. If you would like assistance on getting specific macros, getting specific things on what amounts of things that you should eat, get a hold of me. We can set up a plan. Okay, now a couple of things that I've got here. I've got some steak. At Hugo's, I always go for the reduced, especially on the day that I know I'm going to meal prep. Makes it easy. Okay, I've also got some pork chops. Okay, now for me, I eat a fattier group of meat simply because I'm doing a ketogenic diet, so I need the fat. Depending on the diet needs that you have, you may not need the fat. Now you won't see me in my meals put any carbohydrates in any of it. Ketogenic diet means no carbohydrates, so you won't see me put a lot of that. And you'll see me put a lot of different things in there, a lot of different oils, and sometimes I'll use a lot of cheeses, but I don't necessarily add those when I meal prep. Okay, so come on over here. First thing that I've got is one thing that you will not get to see me prep is a bag of chicken breasts. Now this gets very difficult, very time consuming, and I sweat profusely when I meal prep this. This is taking longer than I anticipated. That's it. It's prepped. I cover. I set the time on my crock pot. Now, depending on your different crock pot, I set it for 10 hours because that'll go all the way through the morning. So you won't get to see me meal prep it, but I did pre-meal prep one as to what it looks like so that you can see it, and it ends up looking like this. Hugely convenient, and it tastes great. Okay, you can season it with whatever you want to season it with. Try to stick with things that are going to be lower in sodium if that's a problem for you. Again, I'm on a ketogenic diet, so I actually need a large amount of sodium to get the electrolytes. Okay? Now, come on over here. We're going to get ready. People say, what do you eat for breakfast? Eggs, and more eggs. Now, meal prepping eggs is not the easiest thing in the universe to do because I don't know if you've ever had cold scrambled eggs, but it's not good. Now, a lot of times in the morning, I will make scrambled eggs. I usually use 4 scrambled eggs, coupled with some olive oil, some cheese. What I'm going to do for meal prep purposes is I'm going to do some hard-boiled eggs. I think I make a lot better hard-boiled eggs than my wife does, because hers never come apart. Don't tell her I said that. Actually, add a little more water. Okay, now what I do, I don't wait till the water boils to put the eggs in, because that's when the shells crack. The shells may crack anyway. That's not the end of the world. It actually ends up making them, depending on when they crack, easier to take the shells off. Again, I'm doing a batch of 18 eggs. Usually what I will do is I will set the timer for 12 minutes, or for 16 minutes, okay, from start to finish. I start the water, 16 minutes, then I'll shut it off. I'll put cold water on it, put ice cubes in it, drain it, cold water. That's what's going to do that. The steam then will help activate it, and it will make it so that you can take it off a lot easier. Okay, now I've started preheating the oven, just in the interest of time. And in the interest of the video, going to put it in when I'm ready and pretend that the oven's preheated. It really doesn't matter. Some people that are connoisseur cooks may start to scream at me, but I don't care. Now, when you're using olive oil, or when you're using cooking spray rather, stick with olive oil and coconut oil, as those are going to be the healthier oil options. A lot of people will go for canola oil, that's not as bad, but again, the olive oil is going to be your best bet. Good healthy fats. Okay, what I'm going to put on here is pork chops. Okay, again for me, pork is a little bit of a fattier meat. A lot of people are going to stick with, people will say, well, don't you ever just get sick of eating chicken and rice? I would, that's why I don't. Okay, I mix in pork. I mix in fish, but I couldn't find any that was very good today, and the ice is not thick enough for me to get on there. Okay, again, very difficult, very time consuming, not really. Okay, now, when it comes to seasoning, this one, you can't go wrong. Lawry's is the greatest. That goes on anything. I'm pretty sure I put Lawry's on my cereal before. I'd say not really, but really. Okay, and I also just use a little paprika. And a little garlic powder. Now, my wife and I used to joke that those are the magic three. Those are the ones that I use the most common, even though you can see I have an extremely large assortment of spices. Okay? Really, when it comes to meal prep, it does not matter a whole lot what spices you use. Okay, so you can see I dolled them up. Nothing special. Put it in. Voila. Now, being on a ketogenic diet, I use a lot of red meat. Okay? So, today, for this, I've just gone with some round steak. Round steak is a good one to use whether you're on a ketogenic diet, and it is a fairly decently lean cut of red meat. One of the benefits of being on a keto diet is I can have virtually any kind of meat that I want to. Okay, now we usually get our meat from a butcher. However, with this being so inexpensive, again, I got it on the clearance rack and on the whatnot at Hugo's. Now I have to wash my hands because, yes, I touched it. And then I get it all wet. Okay, now again, when using oil, try to stick with olive oil. Coconut oil is another good one too. I don't know how it tastes. I don't use it a huge amount. But when you can get the lid off, it works really well. Okay, I don't measure. Some people measure. I don't measure. Now, one good thing to get when you're meal prepping is going to be a kitchen scissors. These things are a godsend when it comes to dividing out your meat and dividing out your different portions. I've actually got two. You may see me use them throughout. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just cut this up into smaller pieces. It's a bigger piece of meat, and obviously the smaller the meat, the less time it's going to take to cook. Now, sometimes I will cut it individually into what I will portion my meals into. This again makes it go quicker and saves time. And that's the biggest thing. A lot of people will say, well, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time. Yes, you do. Because what this is doing is this meal prep is going to take away all excuses. Okay? When I'm done, I will have anywhere between 9 to 15 meals. Usually I'll meal prep on Sundays and I'll meal prep on Wednesdays, depending on how long I've gone through. As I'll show you in a little bit, I've actually got some meals left from my previous meal prep, which is again why I'm not going to do chicken thighs tonight, because I don't want to, I hate wasting food. Okay? Now, another hindrance that I see a lot of times is a lot of people will say, well, I can't eat like this, and then what about what my family does? Okay? Now, a lot of times... Wait a minute. What are you doing?
What?
What are you eating?
Steak.
Why?
Because I can eat.
Get out of the kitchen! Go! As you can see, it doesn't really bother them to meal prep. Now, a lot of people are going to have pickier kids than me. I get that. I am extremely blessed. My kids love vegetables. My kids love fruit. My kids, obviously, love my meals. And they have occasionally taken them to school like that, too. Sometimes they will. Sometimes they won't. You never know. Okay, so again, I've got the steak going in here. And your towel. I'm just going to throw that. And you know what? I'm not going to get yelled at because my wife's not going to yell at me when it's going on the internet. Okay, about 9 minutes left in the eggs. I'm actually going to increase that time a little bit because I must have started it with slower water than I needed to. Okay, I'm going to rinse out my scissors and leave it here just in case. Okay, now, a lot of things that I will put into my meals consistently is some kind of a vegetable. Now, for time savers, for those who save time, steamers are the greatest thing imaginable. Okay? Now, you can buy steamers like this, and you can buy steamers of fresh vegetables. However, my kids hate it when I make those things because they make the house smell like dirty feet. But, truth be told, they taste a lot better. Now, what I usually will do is I will cook them for not quite the recommended period of time, for the simple fact that I'm pre-packaging all of my meals and I'm going to put them into the fridge. Okay? Usually I will microwave them. Okay? So I don't want to end up having to cook them longer. Now, I don't always get a chance to do that, so then sometimes I just eat harder vegetables.